Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. I'm here to talk about Save Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie. This movie, um, was supposed to come out last year, and it got delayed for this year. But I watched it already for free. How did I did that? Apparently it's on Twitter. Yeah, someone leaked the whole movie on Twitter. It's literally watchable for free. I am dead serious. So I just watched it. And there will be spoilers in this video, so I'm saying that right now. So the story about this movie is that Bikini Bottom gets captured by an aquarium that Sandy Cheeks knows about, and she um comes to the conclusion that it's a woman that she knows about named that she calls Tsunami. So, and the actress that plays Tsunami, she's a funny actress in this, but in this movie, I feel like she could have been given a little bit more, in my opinion. But we'll get to that soon. With the live action cast, in my opinion, everyone else in the whole SpongeBob crew, in my opinion, does a good job. In my opinion, I think it's nice that we get a Sandy Cheeks movie, or at least get a limelight of Sandy Cheeks, in my opinion, because I'm a fan of Sandy. Always been a fan of her since obviously since the first season of SpongeBob, that's why I was kind of disappointed in the first SpongeBob movie that she wasn't really there apart with Patrick and SpongeBob and stuff like that. Even though it's just a Patrick and SpongeBob duo, it's just still nice to probably have Sandy there sometimes, or even Squidward. That's why when if Squidward joined the team with Sandy too, with in the first movie, probably would have liked it. I liked the movie a little bit more. Not to say I hated the first SpongeBob movie, I liked it. The second SpongeBob movie, I liked it too. The one, the other one, I didn't see. I didn't see at all, and I just didn't care for it at that point. But this one is, you know how we always say SpongeBob is a fever dream. This is a fever dream movie, man. This movie's a fucking fever dream movie. I guarantee you, if you're drunk as fuck, if you're high as a motherfucker on LSD, on shrooms or something like that, I guarantee you, you will love this movie even more than anything on earth. This movie, especially the second SpongeBob movie. But this fourth SpongeBob movie, I didn't watch the third one. Forget about that one. So the fourth SpongeBob movie, this one, is actually pretty decent. Is it flat out good or terrible? It's somewhere, in my opinion, it depends who you talk to, I guess. For me, at least, for me, when it's fine, it's fine. And it does feel like a normal SpongeBob episode that's just condensed longer. It looks like it was supposed to be a SpongeBob episode, but then they were like, oh, let's just make it into a feature film. Fuck it. Um, so that's how the movie feels like. Is that a bad thing? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Here, it's not. It doesn't feel the way it does with the second SpongeBob movie or even the first SpongeBob movie. You know how in the second SpongeBob movie, Plankton and SpongeBob are like a duo and stuff like that. That one, I do like that movie. People hate on that movie, to be quite honest with you, but I fell in love with it. I actually like it. I like it more than the first one. Is it better than this one? No, I think the second one and the first one are still pretty good. And this one, the fourth one, is passable. It's passable. Is it worse than the third one? From what I can tell from the third one, a lot of people didn't like the third one. So this one, from what I'm seeing, I didn't watch the third one, so I can't really say. But from what I can see from this one, I'd rather watch probably this one from what I'm hearing from the third one. And there was some continuity errors, obviously, in this movie. But hey, what do you expect? They've been fucking that up since the fourth season. So, but it is nice to see Sandy's family. It is nice to see how what she was before she became a scientist. That's pretty cool. And the whole part of the structure for the villain is that she wants to make the sea creatures into toys, but the only way to do that is to make them immortal to the point that I mean to make them breathe the air that we breathe in, and then eventually clone them, and then the original clone would just be gone forever, basically. Um, but it takes a process for it to happen. Basically, it doesn't just take. It doesn't happen overnight. Basically, well, it doesn't happen automatically. You get separated and all that stuff, but they need to grow to a point that they're regular sized SpongeBob, basically, because they're little tiny, so they're not full fledged equally SpongeBob, so you can sell and all that stuff. So that's what the villain wants. Pretty when you really think about it, it's a cartoonish way, which is fine. And through the whole movie, SpongeBob is literally saying that, oh, maybe she's a robot and shit like that. And by the end, you actually find out that she is. At first, I was like, well, SpongeBob was right. But good God, guys, you know how we talked about the fucking CGI, how bad it was in The Flash? Good God. I don't know what's bad, the Flash CGI or this CGI. You could tell that this was supposed to be probably for a TV movie. Yeah. It was going to be on Netflix, so look at that. So I'm still surprised I saw this movie before anything. I feel like I watched the Holy Grail of a movie that shouldn't be probably called the Holy Grail. But I think this movie was passable. I thought it was passable, decent. It there are some parts in the movie that was just like with the adult with the live action characters. Good God, man. I feel like they needed more time. I feel like they need not more time to flesh out the characters, just more time to focus on them to the point that you understand a lot of things with them. But when you do watch the movie, you want to watch the stuff with SpongeBob and Sandy, and you don't want to watch the stuff with them in it. That's just me while I was watching it. But not to say the actors are doing bad, um, at all. The main actress that plays the villain, that is Tsunami, basically, um she's trying to chew up the scenery. She is. But the people that CGI her head when she was a little girl and stuff like that, all you had to do was just get a younger actress and have her there, and that's it. But no, you had to place her head on a little girl's actress, kind of like you see in George Lopez. And George Lopez, at least that's funny, and it kind of looks off candy, yes, but it's not like this so off candy that it looks like a fucking cutout of your head, and I just paste it on there instead of taking the time to do it. You could tell that this movie was made during during the part when no one was not giving good budget of CGI, with the whole writer strike and all, obviously with the whole actor strike also. You could tell this movie was made around that time, man. Holy shit. If there was any criticize that I was going to give to the movie, it is that CGI crap. Overall, I can watch this movie again, to be quite honest with you. I don't know what that says about me, um, but I can't really hate this movie all that much. I'm not saying it's better than the first two SpongeBob movies. God no, hell to the fuck nah 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 nah. But it's somewhat pretty watchable, in my opinion. I do like the part where Bikini Bottom gets stolen and stuff like that. I do like that Sandy and SpongeBob having an adventure and stuff like that. But sometimes I do wish there was more. Sometimes I wish there was like more emotions with her, with Sandy's parents and her, and maybe a little bit with SpongeBob too. I, right there. But that's not their goal in this movie. That's why I kind of felt like this movie was basically an episode of SpongeBob, just condensed longer and made it pretty colors and everything like that. So overall, I mean, I'm not complaining about it at all. It's just that. Oh wait, I think there is a sec. Okay, wait a minute. So the third SpongeBob, I'm just remembering Sponge Out of Water. Is Sponge Out of Water also the same thing when hold on. Let me look up the SpongeBob movies real quick, guys, because I think there's more than four SpongeBob movies real quick. Okay, I need to search this up. SpongeBob SpongeBob movies, because I really need to look this up. Okay, so we got the first one, and okay, yeah. So I did saw the okay. I saw the SpongeBob movie, then Sponge Out of Water, which I like that movie. I like Sponge Out of Water, and then this one, Sponge. On the Run. I did not see that movie. I heard that movie was just flat out just crap. And you could tell by 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb and 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. Good God, what did Sponge Out of Water did? 81% Rotten Tomatoes, 6 out of 10 on IMDb. But yeah, I could agree with 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, to be quite honest with you. This one, this one though, oh man, like I wasn't expecting to see this movie, to be quite honest with you. But from what I've seen, I mean, from what I saw from the movie, I think it's fine, especially for little kids. Because at the end of the day, this is a movie for little kids too. You know, I know some of us might be hopping and grubbing and wishing that SpongeBob can go back to the first 3 seasons the way it is. Even though there is some adult humor in this movie, just not as much as the second movie or the first movie. There's just like winks of dark humor, and then you see the dark humor. I mean, adult humor, and you're like, oh, okay, that's funny. But there were some funny moments a little bit, not laugh out loud moments, but there's like probably 2 or 3 moments I got a chuckle with or I smiled at. So it was fun to see Sandy and SpongeBob work together and do what they had to do to save Bikini Bottom. But other than that, this could have just been a regular animated hand drawn animation movie. Didn't have to use CGI for this movie, to be quite honest with you. Um, and the main villain, I'm not going to say what happens to the main villain, but something happens to her. Especially when you see it at the end of the movie too, and you see her and stuff like that. I'm just like, damn, okay, they did that. And that's why I'm saying this movie is literally a fucking fever dream. It's an LSD fever dream. And I thought the second movie was like that. The second, at least the second SpongeBob movie, you can literally, you don't have to watch that movie when you're high or anything like that. This movie is like, I think I can watch this movie when I'm high and enjoy it maybe 10 times better. Um, Again, SpongeBob, in my opinion, SpongeBob has always been that type of cartoon that you should watch high, even the first 3 seasons. All right, seriously, I've always been like that with SpongeBob. That's just me. To me, that it's that type of cartoon that you should watch while you're high, drunk, or any substance like LSD or shrooms or weed. That's just me. That's just me as an adult now in 2024. I'm 30 years older, so that's just me. For any little kids, obviously they will eat this shit up. To be quite honest with you, if you want your little kid, or if your kid is a fan of SpongeBob and they just want to watch something for like an hour, yeah, this is fine. It's fine. It's not gonna ruin their childhood basically, or it's not gonna assault their intelligence or some shit. Nah, it's fine. Um, you do again going back, you do see Sandy and her family walking together at the end and all that stuff, and they also walking together too. I do like the part when I did set spoilers in the middle in the beginning of this video, so there you go. I do like the part where they're on the freaking tornado and stuff like that. That shit is great. And then all of a sudden the cop is on that tornado too. I'm just like, okay, all right, I can't hate you right now. I can't hate you right now, movie. At first I was going to be like, right now it's kind of fine. It could get more worse or more bad, but then you show me this, and I'm over here like, see, someone in the team was just like, nah, man, we need to do that classic SpongeBob type of shit, goofiness, balls to the wall, but at the same time fun. And it was, and I could tell, and you could tell they wanted to do that with the live action side of this movie. But good God, with the live action actors, man, just I'm not saying you don't want to be there. I'm just saying the CGI that they use for the live action characters, and especially at the end when uh, um, it's so weird. Oh yeah, and true. Remember the whole theory of how Mommy May and Barnacle Boy went to Bikini Bottom and how they became so small, even though they're supposed to be human size. It's confirmed in this movie how Barnacle Man and Mommy Boy became the same size as SpongeBob. There you go, you know. And that was kind of nice that they put that, but they did it with the live action characters. And when you see them in basically Santa's helmet, I'm just like, why? You guys could have worked on that and made it look really, really, really good. Especially when you show the main villain as a little girl, you could have made Her, you could have made the actress's head on that little girl a little bit more better than what you did right now. It's literally just copy, paste, and move on. It's that bad. It literally is that bad. It is. It's that bad. But I guess if they were going for that, get I guess Aqua Team Hunger Force type of cheesiness feel, then you got it. You got it, in my opinion. I think you got it. If you were not going for that, then a lot of hardcore SpongeBob fans are gonna be upset. Okay, so how do I think about this movie at the end of the day? I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It doesn't deserve an 8 or a 7.8, 7.1. It just deserves a 7. If someone says it a 5 or a 6, I don't blame them either. A 4, I can't say a 4. I can't say a 4. Mainly mainly because, excuse me, when I think of ratings, sometimes once you give a movie a 4, that tells me that that tells me that there was nothing, in my opinion. That tells me a movie has nothing at all. That's why sometimes I never give movies like 4 point something. Now, if the movie's flat out just terrible, like Cat in the Hat, all right, that's just me, or what some people might agree with. Son of the Mask. So that's just me. You know how people might point out, I might say How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but I don't want to get hanged. And I'm talking about the Jim Carrey one. So I don't want to say that one because I know people will just be like knocking on my door with pitchforks, and the next day they'll be like, "Yeah, you said this." But look at that. I'm just looking at the time right now. It's like 3:03 in the morning. But yeah, I can't believe I saw it. I was looking at a YouTube video, and some guy discussed literally talked about that this movie was out there on Twitter, was free to see. So I watched it, and to be quite honest with you, again, going back, like I said, from a movie that I thought was going to be probably completely garbage and probably put me to sleep, I like what I saw. I'm glad I watched it. I'm saying that right now. I am glad I watched it. Do I wish there was more for the movie though? Oh hell yeah! To be quite honest with you, I feel like there was a third. It's like the freaking Super Mario Brothers movie. I feel like there was like supposed to be a third act. I mean, a second act, and then they cut that and went straight to the third act, and then finished with the movie. And I'm over here like, guys, you guys can like, why'd you skip the second act? That's what I had a problem with the Super Mario Brothers movie. Like, you had the first act was pretty good, and then all of a sudden you skipped the second act, and then you went straight to the third act, and I'm over here like, this movie's missing. This movie just skipped the second act for no reason, and that's how it is in this movie. They just skipped the second act, and I'm just like, that's one of the reasons why I point out that this movie should have just been a Nickelodeon movie. And it is a Nickelodeon movie, but I'm talking about showing on the TV for Nickelodeon. That would have been great for the people on Nickelodeon. Hey, we have a SpongeBob movie and it looks like this, and we're going to show it on TV. It's not going to be in theaters or on Netflix. It's going to be here. So I don't know why they didn't do that. I remember Nickelodeon just being hypeness with having fun with stuff like that, but now they just don't want to have fun anymore, I guess. So overall, I do like the CGI on SpongeBob and Sandy and the rest of the game. I think they perfected the CGI, the way they look in this. But I do have a complaint how Bikini Bottom is, mainly because you know how you're supposed to make it feel that you're underwater and stuff like that. Um, it's funny because the second SpongeBob movie makes you feel like they're all in water when I mean, obviously you have 2D eventually become 3D and all that. Well, there is that, I guess, right? But still, something with the ocean in this movie, I was just like, guys, can you put a little bit more bubble effects, more like make it more alive that actually feels like you're in the ocean instead of making feel like, oh, I don't know, I'm in Mad Max or some shit like that. Even though it is Bikini Bottom, it's supposed to look like a apocalyptic kind of thing, which is good. It looks great as a apocalyptic area for SpongeBob. It's great. It's perfect. And Bikini Bottom is apocalyptic, guys. I'm sorry to tell you, it is. Um, but yet I want more. I want more ocean effects in this movie. You know how have you seen the Aquaman movie? Not the I haven't seen the second one, but the first one. You know how sometimes they talk underwater and they have that mumble sound or maybe bubbles come out of their mouth and stuff like that. I'm not saying SpongeBob should have that mumble, watered down voice that you hear under the water, but maybe some bubbles can come out of SpongeBob's mouth or something like that, or somebody else. Just to add that feel that they are in water or something like that. It doesn't have to happen all the time, but once in a while when they're like, oh my god, instead of just moving around and then you see bubbles like this, kind of like you see in the TV show, which again does work, but in my opinion, you don't see much of it to grasp of what it is. And plus, you don't stay in Bikini Bottom for that long either. So maybe we should have stayed a little bit longer in Bikini Bottom before that happened, or maybe we should have stayed a little bit longer with Sandy's parents to branch out maybe a little bit of character development with Sandy's family before we get to the end of the part of the movie, basically. Because again, the movie itself is just like just going right through, like it doesn't even want to do even a second act. And I'm not saying that all movies should do that. All movies, look, your movie. If you want to do whatever you want to do, that's fine. And in this movie, I don't have no complaints about it. I don't. We have other kids' movies that can do way better than this movie can. And for a movie that can, I don't know, for a movie that doesn't salt your intelligence and you can just sit down and watch it and maybe have a good time with SpongeBob and his friends, I had a good time. I had fun. Um, I know some people, again, people might hate this movie, and I don't blame them. But for me, I thought it was alright. Not the best. But in my opinion, definitely not the worst. Good God, at least it was not like the other SpongeBob episodes I've seen after season 3. Good God, in my opinion, that's just me. Does it have some of the flaws that you see in other seasons? Yes, but at least it's not to the point that you be like, I'm not watching this shit. At least you, when you do watch it, you be like, okay, you are leaning into that, but still you trying to do something like the original, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. As long as you keep that balance, basically, and they do overall. Do I wish they still more lean to like traditional SpongeBob and shit like that? Yeah, but what do you expect nowadays, man? SpongeBob has been around since the '90s. Of course, they're gonna. It's like the Simpsons and Family Guy at this point. So, um, yeah, that's it. Tell me what you guys think down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you've seen this movie. I would like to give you the link to the description box to the movie, but I don't know if Nickelodeon or YouTube will try to delete this video just because of that. So just go to Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, it's there. Totally free. I still cannot believe that. Um, I was suspecting an end credit scene because there's a scene where Plankton looks at the 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 cloning machine, and I'm over here like, in my opinion, that could have been part of the big first act. The more I look back now at this movie, it looks like it was the first, second, and we forgot about Plankton's half, and they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah." That's either two things: either you forgot the second act, or you forgot the third act, and you were like, "Yeah, let's just wrap it up with this movie. It's fine the way it is right here. We didn't have to do the Plankton stuff." Even though I think, I don't know, I think having Plankton being cloning himself, having multiple of himself, and then all of a sudden and then all of a sudden you have to stop him. I think that'd be really cool, you know. And he probably could have took over the robot, the body of Tsunami, because what happens to her and stuff like that. When you find out what happened to her, and the reason she uses all this science stuff is because Sandy has been using this science and they've been watching her over the years, basically, because she used to work with these people, basically. So really engaging. I mean, really interesting stuff. They have interesting stuff in this movie. I just wish it was more executed, more better. But again, you could tell that they did this just for a quick movie to get a paycheck really fast and move on. You know, but for that in itself, you think the movie would just be utter trash or annoying to the point that you just don't care or shut it off. I didn't felt that way. Maybe if you did, you okay, fine. But for me, I never felt that. So I think it's fine. Again, going back, it's fine. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Again, I'm glad that I watched it, and I'm glad in a way I'm kind of glad it kind of does exist. Mainly because, well, you can compare it to the other first two SpongeBob movies. No, I'm not saying the other third one, because I haven't watched it, and I'll probably refuse to watch it. I think the reason they didn't do that whole, you know, drama thing in this movie is because they tried to do it with the last movie, Sponge on the Run, and it just failed miserably with Patrick and SpongeBob, butting heads and shit like that. Um, I don't know. I almost felt like too in this movie too that Sandy's brother was going to betray them or some shit like that. Something that was there that you can chew on the screen a little bit more, but they didn't do that. So that's just me. I just want something more to chew on in this movie. But what I got, I'm not being like, oh well, didn't give me enough. Fuck it. No, it's fine. It's a kids movie, guys. It is. It's a kids movie, and I'm sure little kids that will watch this and grow up, they will be like, this movie's actually pretty fine or pretty decent, pretty good. You know. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I know I'm repeating myself sometimes, but it just needs to be said for this movie. This movie's, just there. Uh, I wasn't expecting a whole lot from this movie, but what I got was fine. Was fine. I had fun, and I think that's all really you needed. Having a good time with the SpongeBob cast and making sure that you lay back and maybe if you get a good smiles and giggles on your face, I think the movie did a good job, and it did that for me. So that's it. Um, Other than that, I wonder how Nickelodeon is going to feel about this. This movie just came out, just got leaked. Not, I think not that long ago. I think today or something or yesterday. I need to look that up. But this movie got leaked, and I wonder if Netflix and Nickelodeon are going crazy right now. Because that's money that they could have gotten, and now that it's not on Netflix, no, they're not going to get that money at all because people already saw it on Twitter. That is, if automatically Nickelodeon was just like, yeah, let's just put it here just for the fuck of it, fuck it. I doubt that. I really doubt that. This is Nickelodeon's freaking Mickey Mouse right now. So I doubt Nickelodeon will want their Mickey Mouse to just, especially if they made a movie about it, to just be leaked on social media for the whole world to watch. I doubt that shit. Especially if this movie is supposed to be on Netflix first before it came out. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. I think most people are going to comment on the stuff that, I mean, the whole situation of it being leaked in general. I think that's the bigger story than the freaking movie itself. But I'll see you guys and be safe.